So as if we've really needed another video on YouTube about a Mark 18, here comes this fake wannabe influencer talking about it. But here's the difference. Today, it's going to be more of a budget setup. So let's talk about it. Before we get active, you know we have to have a cut and a light. Today I'm smoking the Surpassion Queen of Battle. This is definitely pound for pound, probably the best cigar you can get, especially for the price point. For a veteran-owned company that stand behind a mission and a statement with purpose, honestly, I don't think there's a better cigar out there for me personally. So why should you care about this build? In reality, you probably don't, but that's okay. We're going to talk about the person who wants to build out something that's reliable, but that's not going to break the bank. We're not talking about the Gucci high-speed guy. We're talking about the everyday person who wants reliability, functionality, and a little bit of fun. So let's get into it. Clear. Clear. Everything today has been filmed in a controlled environment. Everything has been verified for safety and all intents and purposes, okay? Let's do it. Prior to jumping into this, make sure you abide by all your state and local laws based around firearms. We are not legal advisories. Please, for any questions, seek legal counsel, all right? So I have always loved the Mark 18. When I got into guns, I just saw it everywhere. I was like, yo, bro, why does every cool guy have one? And I just instantly needed one, right? So this is a little bit more different for me. And for all purpose sakes, this is not my Mark 18. This is not the high dollar one. This is not the one that's replicated everywhere. For all intents and purposes, we're going to call it the FK18 or the fake 18. All right. So starting tip for butt, this is going to be very budget oriented for my light, which the light is dead. Okay, so maybe I should invest in some batteries. But we're going to run the Streamlight ProTech. This is a great option. I can't say prices on YouTube, but check Amazon for any inquiries. And going forward, just know that everything I do can be found online. This is a great option. This is either the 500 lumen or the 1000 lumen. I don't really recall, but is a great price point. It's reliable. It comes with the pressure pad. And talk about budget. Your boy definitely, when I bought it, didn't have the screws to lock it in place on the rail. So a little bit of goon tape gets the job done, baby. Let's get it. We functioning, right? Underneath, I have a Ballistic Advantage barrel. They have great quality barrels for the average person. To be honest with you, the quality that they bring is just enough that I think most people will seek, but for a great price point, all right? The one thing on this build that I did splurge on is going to be, this is an actual Daniel rail. In my opinion, Daniel is a great company, but at the same time, the best thing about them, in my opinion, is going to be their rails. They have a solid lockup, and their lockup is going to make sure that if you mount any laser aiming modules, any optics, anything on here, the zero isn't going to wander. Like, that thing is solid. So I have a Daniel rail. They call it FDE, but let's be honest. Daniel lied to you. Daniel Defense lied to you. This is not FDE. This is more of a Kodak Brown, but it's okay. We love her anyway. All right, she's precious. She needs to be valued. Okay, we love a dark skinned chick over here. Okay, she's perfect. Because I did SBR this, I did go with a stubby vertical grip. For the life of me, you're gonna have to forgive me. I don't remember who made this. It's very popular. You can find these everywhere. I just forget the brand's name. So maybe somebody can correct me in the comments or let me know. But I went with this stubby grip. I felt like the stubby grip was enough for me to get a good solid C clamp. I don't grip my gun like this. I think this is just not functional. But I get a good solid control right here. But this is just very comfy. Actually, it says right there. Reading is fundamental. Mama said I'm a special boy. But I learned how to read. This is a Tango down grip. That's what it was. It's a Tango down grip. But it's very comfortable. I think this size works really good for this compact build. Um, then I also, right here, I just have a basic Magpul uh, QD mount for my sling. I don't have my sling on here right now. I do run one. I'm actually doing a testing for one, which the video will be coming out soon, from Tech 10. Tech 10 does amazing slings, QD attachments. They have a lot of government contracts going on right now. Their stuff is definitely built for guys that run their stuff, run it, put it through some real testing, and have some serious functionality behind them. But because that's a little bit in testing right now, I took it off. It's on another gun of mine. But I do normally run a sling. I think a good way to retain your rifle is very important because you're not always going to be here. If you're using your gun in a self-defense situation, let's say you're guarding your home, you might need to pull your kids. You might need to grab your kids after they're, or your wife, or anything, an item. So that would require you from going from here to hands free, and you don't want to drop your gun. That's kind of the worst way to lose a gunfight, right? But who am I? Um, After that, obviously, just standard P mags, nothing special there. I am running all of this on a Grey Ghost Precision lower. I feel like they bring great quality at a decent budget price point. Nothing special right there. On top, we are using a Holosun 512. Look, let me tell you, some people are going to say, oh, Holosun, Chinese, all of this. At the end of the day, they're bringing quality with a budget. And that's what the average person wants. We can get on here and we can talk about all the cloner builds. We can talk about all the Gucci builds. But at the end of the day, there's still people out there who just want to defend themselves reliably and have some fun at the range. And that's what I'm talking to. All right. So Holosun, the 512, it's an enclosed housing. It's very rugged. I am rough with my stuff, both with my guns and just in general. I'm very clumsy, but I've dropped this 1,000 times. I've run it. The coating on here is really solid. The glass is still holding up. It also has this solar charging. It also helps prolong the battery life on this dot. It just runs. It's great. I run Holosun on a lot of my stuff. I trust my life with it. I haven't had any issues. Don't let anybody tell you that or talk down on you for running that. So in the lower, as far as the trigger goes, we are running a little bit of fun. And this is where my favorite part of this build goes, right? We have a force reset trigger. So it is a 3-position. So in safe, nothing happens. Clear. Semi, standard, reset. But in the force reset position, you are going to go here. As the charging and the action happens, the trigger is actively resetting and goes forward. So it's still semi-auto. These are all semi-auto and legal in my state. Make sure to check your state laws. Again, for any questions, seek legal advisory. This is not that. But this allows you to go semi-auto very, very, very fast, and for all intents and purposes is legal where I reside. But this is fun. This is probably one of my favorite parts about this build. Moving down, this has honestly grown to be my favorite grip. This is the Die Free Coat Kung Fu grip. It allows you to get a more vertical grip. Here, your wrist isn't canted. And for a quick, short range day, it doesn't seem to be that big of a deal. But after shooting for hours, you're running with your buddies, you're out all day, you're noticing that your wrist is starting to hurt. And again, I think longevity. You can do something once and it not be a problem, but when you're doing it over a prolonged time, what issues is this causing, right? And I just want to be comfortable as best way. I love the Die Free Coat grip. I like the grip angle. I love the texturing on it. Uh, this definitely sounds like I'm shilling for Die Free Coat, but I'm a nobody right now, but I will. Die Free Coat, holla at your boy. Okay, I love your stuff. Smooches, kisses, love letter. Happy Valentine's Day. Hey, Pookie. All right. So moving back on this rifle, I have a lot of people talk about the Radiant, and the Radiant is great. It's proven, it's reliable. but it's a little pricey. And I wanted something that got the overall goal, which was ambi and flared. I went with the BCM breach charging handle for about half the price. You're still getting the same functionality. I love the grooves on the teeth of the charging handle. Very reliable. I mean, offhand, strong hand, you're good either way. Offhand, strong hand, you're good either way. Also, again, to maintain functionality, this is a truck gun for me, a bag gun. I take this gun a lot of places with me just for a little bit of other force protection. Is going to be the Law adapter. This is probably the only folder adapter that I trust on the market. There are other ones that try to duplicate it. I've had several issues, right? I won't name a particular brand or any particular brands in plural, but this is the only one I trust with my life. It has a solid lockup. This has never backed out on me. I have never had any functionality issues out of this. I have this on several guns. Absolutely love it. And lastly, on this, what I do have is I'm running a SOP mod stock. I love this. It's not super pricey. I have seen other stocks in the market that get the same functionality, but for a lot more expensive. I think this is a good. I think where they have it priced is just where it needs to be. It's a great sweet spot. I am loving it. Here's the difference. Again, we talked about Tech 10 earlier about the slings. They also have a QD mount that is built into the SOP mod stock that is great for a lockup. Even that, it adds a little bit of extra protection on your QD mount for your sling. So it's not going to just rip out. If you're running, you're not going to get snagged too much. It has a swinger point. So it just adds that little bit of reliability. And for me, the price point that they're offering with the performance that they allow you to have, I think that's something that you can really have a bougie item for a budget price point. And yeah, so this is my gun, right? And so some people are going to say, oh, this isn't the actual proper thing in GWatt area and yada, yada, yada. You're right. That's why I call it the FK18 because it's a fake Mark 18. This is my build. This is how I run it with my money. There are a lot of times we get caught up in these guys who are big in the industry, and I love those guys, and I love watching them. But you got to remember, like there are people who are spending their hard-earned money, and so I wanted to show something that had value, right? And you're also going to notice these aren't the cheapest items either. There are things I invested in. There are things I chose to spend a little less money or spend a little bit more money. For me, the most important thing. Oh, also, I almost forgot the bolt carrier group. I think this is just a standard Aero Precision bolt carrier group with an Aero Precision upper. Nothing too special. Aero does budget, but they do high quality. I've never had an issue out of them. But you're gonna notice there are things I invested in. There are things I chose to cheap out on, and there are pros and cons to everything, and you get to determine that for your own build, right? There are guys running EOTechs. There are guys running Surefire lights. There are guys who have Knights armament rails and all this other stuff, and that's great. I really want to see you guys' build. I want you to tell me how you set yours up. What would you change about this? What do you like it how it's set up? Is there a more price point option that you would like to see? But again, so there are give and takes. This isn't the cheapest build, but it's definitely not the most expensive. I just want to show how I have it kitted out for myself. I love this thing. I trust my life with it, and it's a lot of fun. So I definitely dig it. As I close this out, I just want to let you know that guns aren't political. No matter your background, no matter what you believe, no matter who you believe in, guns aren't political. If you are a sane person, you have the right to defend yourself and your family. That's a notable thing. I think too many times this country has been divided. Let's stop focusing on the division. Let's focus on what matters. That's love, kindness, and protection. Embody all of that for yourself, for your family, and for your friends. So I thank you for watching this. There's going to be a lot of growth for this channel. Make sure to like, subscribe, and we're going to be out there, all right? Let's get it.